All right. So we switched the internet up. We're on the Verizon, so Starlink now. So we'll see how that goes. By the way, Starlink has been great for us. But usually when we're out in the mountains, things like that. So I have heard in the city it's not as good. So let me know if it's lagging or anything like that. Um, and yeah, so but hopefully switching the internet has hopefully helped out. So we're on the Verizon now. And yeah, we'll just see if that works better. If it does, then I know anytime I'm in the city, we'll have to use Verizon. Anytime I'm outside the city, we'll use the Starlink. So great. Again, I am at Off the Charts in National City, where we're doing a little event. Be going on until about 5 o'clock. I'll probably be going live until about 4, with a couple just little breaks here or there. Uh, but Coastal Sun is having some deals. We got some tacos going on right behind me. Um, I'm just having anybody and everybody on. So Budtenders, brands, patients, anybody that wants to come on. If you're near National City, come say what's up, hop on the podcast. And if you're not, thank you for joining live. And tell me where you're joining in from, what you're smoking on. We should have one of the bud tenders come on in just a second. And so she'll be joining us. But until then, let me just give another quick shout out. We got Doobie Chews. These are mint dog treats for your dogs. They're really good. And then they have the munchies for pets, mostly uh, potato, rice flour, sweet potatoes, a waffle, chicken wing, rib, donut, pizza, and pretzels. You see the white flakes on the pretzels or donuts, that's going to be dried coconut. If you see the on the pizza, you got some dried carrots, dried cabbage. And so they're really healthy treats. They're very tough. And then as soon as the saliva hits it, it breaks down to little pieces. So no matter if you have a big dog or a small dog, they're not going to choke. It's really nice for them. And then my other brand I'm working with is Revelry. They do smell proof, waterproof bags. So no matter if you spill something on your bag or you spill something in your bag, it's not going to get outside of it or inside of it. So I've spilled my bong on accident on my backpack that had my laptop. Luckily, oh, yeah, we can show comments. I apologize. So we'll show the comments and everything. But yeah, so smell proof, waterproof. So I spilled my bong on my backpack, and luckily my laptop was perfectly fine. I had to wipe it off and then spray it with a little Febreze, but it was good to go. And then Coastal Sun, they are a nice outdoor flower or sun grown flower. Uh, Same thing. Sun grown, really nice. I've had the GMO garlic cookies that you've seen in a few of my daily videos, and then I have a few more that I'm going to be trying soon. So I'm excited. And I think if you get some of their stuff, you get tacos, or I'm not sure exactly the deal going on, but come in and see what the deal is. And Off the Charts has all the deals. We just had Juan on, who's been in the area for a long time, raised in San Diego. Um, and he goes to a lot of different dispensaries, but he loves Off the Charts because he says they got the best deals. So come see the deals for yourself. Also, Tucson, check out the Tucson Travel Stoner Guide video coming out, or that's already out. Phoenix will be coming out along with Sedona, Flagstaff, and the Grand Canyon are going to be one episode. Kind of Northern Arizona, Vegas is going to be its own episode as well. And then San Diego, I'm starting to shoot, but I'm also there's a couple job opportunities coming. So depending on that, if I'm a San Diego rep for a brand, then I won't be able to really travel. Otherwise, with doobie choosing and stuff like that, I get to travel all over. So it's really nice. So stay tuned for the doors of the Travel Stoner Guide and check out the very first episode that's out. Um, some other events that are coming up soon or just past. We had Farmers Cup was this past weekend. Shout out to all the brands there that won the Harvest Cup Awards. There were so many different people and brands I saw. It was really great to see everybody. And their events are always incredible. Anybody that doesn't know what Farmers Cup is they start off as a cannabis job market. And so people would that's how you got into the industry, or different ways of hiring people. And then they went to the award show. So they create little judge kits from anybody that enters. You, as the public, get to purchase these kits. So it's either flower focus, dab focus, edible focus, a little mix of everything. And so they have different kits that you can purchase. When you purchase that, you become the judge. And so they have scorecards in different ways, and you vote on it, and then they tally it all together. So it's not a bunch of just friends picking friends and things like that, which happens in some award shows. It's, just they pick, the judges are just friends of each other. And I've seen it happen a few times where Farmers Cup, you are the judge, the public's the judge. Anybody that buys the kit is a judge. So you'll have like guest judges there and stuff, but like the ones that tally the votes it is the public. And so that's what's really incredible. We just did it at the Soapbox Factory this past Saturday. Probably if you were there, you got dabbed up by me or Bearded Larry. But there was so many just great brands, and I loved seeing it. Plus, did some things I haven't done. So the jackpot, they had a balloon hot box, so you could hop in and just get so faded. It was great. And also, there's just some great people out. I met the Good Witch. She was really cool. I've seen some of her content, but I've never seen her in person. Steve D'Angelo was there, who started Harborside Collective. It was just incredible. I love the cannabis events because, people be going from 11 till 9 o'clock at night, just blazing, and there's never fights. There's never anything, you know, will people have comments here or there, but it's just such a good time. And so shout out Farmers Cup because they put on a great event. Incredible. But then coming up, we have the Taste and Terp event with Dab and Hike. So that is going to be in Ramona. Make sure you get your tickets. He hasn't dropped which farm it is, or 28th, I believe. So get your tickets now. I will be the guest host of that. So I will have the measuring machine there, but it's incredible. It's legit farm to table because we're on a farm, but they have some chefs cooking up, you know, animals and things growing on that or nearby. And then we do a pairing. So it's either paired with each course is paired with a flower or a wax or a drink, and it's a great time. I've been to one of them. I don't know if he's had any more, but there's also the Dab and Hike event. So make sure you check out some of his hikes, which is incredible because just get you more interactive, get you in nature around a lot of other people, and of course we're doing a lot of dabs. So make sure you follow Dab and Hike, get your tickets for the Taste and Terp event. And I also hope that there's going to be a few events coming up with sessions and a few other things in the works. So just have to get a few more things nailed down, but they always do movie nights every Sunday night. And so hopefully want to expand on that. And then depending on one of these positions that I get, then we'll be expanding because I have a couple ideas for events if I was staying in San Diego. If not, we'll be hitting the road and starting the next part of the Travel Stoner Guide. So either way, there's a lot of things coming up. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Strictly Lit for making me this shirt. That team is incredible. I've been doing a lot of their products I try, and I've been shouting them out. And so I had no idea at all. But he wanted me to swing by his shop, and he had made me 2 hoodies and 3 or 4 shirts with this design. And it was one of the coolest gifts I've ever received from him. The fact that I didn't know he was doing it. They picked this photo is me and my dogs, and it's my favorite photo of me and my dogs. And then they drew it, and then it includes, of course, my measuring machine. But like the fact that they picked this photo just randomly from there was amazing. They added the podcast mic to it, and then the measuring machine is just, he made it for me, and he did it with thought. And just shout out to Strictly and that team. Uh, really good guys. But yeah, so hopefully see if we have our guests coming on soon. Let me know if it's still lagging a bit. We were on Starlink, that it was having issues, so then we switched over Verizon. So if you are following along, just let me know if it's lagging a lot, if it's skipping a bit, and kind of what's going on with that. So just so I can keep adjusting and tuning it. Maybe it's with StreamYard and, doing two different programs on Twitch and YouTube. Maybe that's causing the issue. But yeah, I just want to know. So let me know how the experience is, how the sound, how the audio, or of course the audio and the visuals are. And then also, if you are consuming, let me know what you're consuming on. We are in the parking lot of Off the Charts, and so they do not have a consumption license or anything like that. And so I'm not able to consume on property. So this is going to be just more showing off, interviewing people and talking about cannabis. Unfortunately, I will not be able to consume right now, but we will start doing some weekly streams that I will just be smoking and talking about whatever you guys like. So there's a lot to come up with the descheduling, or not descheduling, rescheduling to a schedule 3. About my adventures, different ways to consume, different devices. Love to, maybe we should do a like device Friday or something like that, but showing you all the different dab rigs, what's the difference between each of the dab rigs, things like that. Also, if you follow along my Instagram, you probably the 365 days of smoking with Shaggy. 365 days of smoking with Shaggy, where every day I smoke with a new person, a new place, a new product, or a new piece. Hey, we got a little whiner right here. This is Riley joining the stream. Riley, what are your thoughts? Give me food. Yep, that's what I figured. I've had Riley. She's 13 years old, and so you distracted me. I was gonna say. But yeah, all the different devices. So it's just showing all the different. Oh, sorry, we were talking about 365 days smoking with Shaggy. So I am at 359 is going to be today, and so only 6 days more, and then that content is going to be pushed to my stories, and my other content's going to kind of fill in more. So we're going to be doing Thirsty Thursdays, doing cocktails and drinks, and so showing you different mocktails, so no alcohol, just showing you different kind of fun drinks you can make. So I've done Mai Tais in the past, done root beer floats. I've done, what started it was actually when I was with Therapy Tonics, and I did Mrs. Claus's Dirty Secret, which was a peppermint bark martini with the Mexican mocha that we were making with Therapy Tonics. That's kind of what kicked it off, because I used to bartend, and so a lot of people are switching from alcohol to cannabis. And a great way, we are a little ahead of our time, but a great way of doing that is through cannabis drinks. And it's a nice, easy way to take the edge off. No hangovers. They kick in quicker, so it's easier to learn your tolerance compared to gummies or other things. A little bit hard to dose, but if you have a higher tolerance, then I really recommend the drinks. And so, yeah, we're just going to be showing you more different videos and different ways of using them and creating just fun, recipes for you to use. Uh, and so we'll get those going. Potentially bring in Myth Mondays and to talk about all the myths and if they're true or if they're debunked in the cannabis industry. Um, and then just a few extra things. So if there's any content you want to see that you're seeing other cannabis content creators do, not to steal theirs, but if there's like, hey, I want to see this more, or if you don't see any cannabis content creators creating the content that you want to see, if you have questions and you want to know, feel free to ask. Say, hey, I would really like to see somebody do this. I haven't seen anybody do this, and let me know. I'll try to come up with it, create the content for you, answering questions you have. Being in the industry for over 10 years, you learn quite a bit, and we're still learning more. There's so much research constantly coming out. And so it's what's great about going into these events is you learn so much more from different people. And so it's how much can you absorb and understand from them. And then what I like to do is take the science and take what they're learning and then breaking it down for people. So a lot of people aren't going to understand, some terpenes or different cannabinoids or the way to use some devices. And so that's what I'm trying to do is show, break it down so you can understand. And then you can use cannabis in your daily life or not. But if you are trying to use it more in your life, it's understanding why certain terpenes like limonene are going to lift me up where myrcene is going to be heavier and bring me down. And so then you start to look, when you're looking at your cannabis, you're not looking at the highest THC anymore. You're looking at all those other cannabinoids that are really driving the effect. So if there's a certain strain you like, start kind of reading like the packaging and learning like what's in there. And I like that with the cannabis industry. Uh, the consumers are pushing the changes of product. So like when I first started in the cannabis industry, when I was at dispensaries, if they had edibles, it was all distillate, just THC, here you go. That's what you get. Then they started adding other cannabinoids. So THCV, CBG, have different effects. So then they were looking at live resin edibles, now rosin edibles. And so it's using more of the full plant because each, they call it, some call it an entourage, but the better term is an ensemble effect. And so each cannabinoid is an instrument. When you have one instrument, it's really good. You know, a sax can sound beautiful by itself, a drum can sound beautiful by itself, a trumpet, any of these can be nice solo instruments. However, when you have the whole ensemble, the entire band together, that's when you get the masterpieces of music. And the same with cannabis. And so when you have all those cannabinoids together, the THC, the CBD, the THCV, you know, little different effects that are driving it, that's going to help. And then the terpenes are what really drives like the smell, the taste, and the other parts of the effect. So sorry if I'm using a lot of acronyms, and feel free to comment if you're not understanding what a few of them are. But while we're waiting for guests, you know, let's break it down a little bit. So everybody knows THC is the psychedelic, the psychoactive effect. And so that's what's kind of giving you that actually like high feeling. The CBD is going to be more for inflammation, anti-anxiety, anti-inflammatory. It's good for pain relief. But you're not really going to, if you just takes like a little bit of CBD, you're not going to notice it immediately. You're not going to be like stoned or high or anything. Yeah, I appreciate that. That would be amazing. I've had some videos hit 100,000 views, but followers, that would be absolutely incredible. Just gonna keep, you know, just keep pushing and keep growing. Do I expect to be one of those huge grown influencers? Probably not. But you know, I think everybody has a voice, and I think that's what a lot of people with the podcast, and especially the cannabis content creators, is there's it's growing so much, and there's not that many cannabis content creators. There are a lot, but like for the big ones, you definitely have Koala Puffs, Yola, there's just so many, but then you got smaller ones that are still really productive and absolutely killing the game. You got Bearded Larry, you got shoot, a big one that I just met recently, the Good Witch, who's also a Green Witch. Um, we should smoke. Like, there's just so many people, and so I think we can all find our niche and find what kind of um you know, find your place in it. And so I appreciate it. I hope it grows. I think what I've built with the mastering machine is really awesome and incredible. I love just making people's day and showing up to places. Um, and I just got to continue to improve my content. So that's little things, telling people, saying, hey, I think you should add more cuts, or hey, I think the audio needs a little bit of work, or any bits of it is really nice. Let's get back into the cannabis and everything. Oh, Scooby, chill. All right, but sorry, Scooby just hit it. Do have two dogs as well. You saw Riley, and then I got Scooby. Sorry, it's like reverse camera. So, but yeah, it's cannabinoids. So we talked about THC, CBD. Uh, my favorite one that became really popular is THCV. And so it's not psychedelic, psychoactive like THC. What's really nice is it's a mood lifter. It's a little bit of an energizer, and it's also uh, you might be. You can hop out. There's a few people hop in here or there, but this is also gets shared to the YouTube after, and then I also put it into different programs to cut it into clips as well. So some parts gonna have more viewers, some aren't, but just gotta keep growing. But THCV, it's really uplifting, interact or mood lifter. It also is an appetite suppressant. So if you get the munchies a lot while you're smoking, the THCV helps fight the munchies. Then you got and I one strain I really love, I have to shout out Pink Booze Goddess from Farmer's Cut or Farm Cut. Absolutely incredible. It is a sun-grown flower, but the THCV in that is incredible. Joseph, I've had on my podcast before, so you can go under my videos and find the YouTube tab or the under the videos tab. You can find the one with Joseph from Emerald Spirit and about their farm, and it's incredible. There's like 4 people on their farm, and there's produce the flower they do is amazing. Then also, Level Tabs, Level Pro Tabs, they have a boot one, or they did. It's been a while since I've seen it, or Excite as well, and they have THC and THCV. So really nice, good uplifting one. Um, And then some other ones, CBG, you might see a lot. So CBG, the G is for gut health. It's really going to help upset stomachs. Girls with cramps during that time of month, it really does help with cramps as well. So menstrual cycles, gut issues, little things like that, it can really help. And then CBN is another big one as well. And so I like to. There's little things that you can look for to kind of help remember. And so CBG, good for gut. So it's good for your gut health. And then CBN night. So CBN is when THC actually ages and gets more mature, it eventually turns into more of a CBN. So a lot of older flower, drier flower, um, that has just matured for a long time, way past like when you would smoke it for the psychoactive effects. That's usually starts to change more into CBN, and CBN is going to help you drift off to sleep and stay asleep. So my biggest issue is um, not always falling asleep, but it's I wake up 4 to 6 times a night. And with the CBN, that kind of helps bring it down to like 1 to 2 times a night instead of that 4 to 6. So I highly recommend CBN. And then, yeah, so there's a lot more we could go really deep into, and there's also so many more being discovered. There's a bunch of different cannabinoids constantly being discovered. There's hundreds, if not probably no, there's thousands of cannabinoids that we're constantly discovering. And so just looking for more of the other effects besides just or other cannabinoids besides just the THC is really going to help you look for the flower that you enjoy more. Yeah. Also, differences between indoor, outdoor, and then there's a mixed as well. So outdoor flowers, what most of our stuff was originally always was. So grown in the Himalayan mountains or the Hindu Kush mountains, everything was naturally grown outside, like all of our plants. And so, like back in the day, like the Thai sticks, things like that, before my age and everything, was a lot of outdoor. Once the war on drugs started, that's what really pushed growers to go inside and hide their grows. But it also allowed us to have a little bit more control. So there are different effects. You can have the same strain and grow it from indoor to outdoor, and you are going to have different effects to your body. It's going to have mostly the same, but there are going to be just little differences that you notice. Uh, Personally, I do smoke a lot more indoor. It's just all on preferences. I like to mix some outdoor, and I think there is some really good outdoor or sun grown, like Coastal Sun, along with Farm Cut, and a few others. I believe Honey Butters as well, but I think they're more of a mix light, which just means mixed light is usually you're having a greenhouse of some sort. So you're not fully out under the sun and everything in the environment, but you're doing a mix. So you're partially covered. You can add different lights, or you can use the shades to cover at different parts of the cycle. as well. So you just get a little bit more control on it. And that's why, you know, you're going to see cannabis be a little bit more consistent with the indoor grows. And, but you're never going to get perfect. There's so many people that like don't understand. And this is something I hope you guys take away is sometimes you'll have a grow be consistent between like a 23 to 25% THC, something like that. And then all of a sudden you'll see it drop down to like a 21 or so. And it's no matter what, you do have to realize that cannabis is still a plant. And so you can't have perfection in plants. There's so many variations. And just think of it as like when you go grocery shopping, when you're checking out your cucumbers, your onions, whatever veggie you're checking out, you don't just go and just pick whichever one and just throw it in and you're good to go. You're looking at each one, seeing which ones you like and which catch your eye. And that's the same thing with cannabis is you're looking for, sometimes it's looking at the nugs and smelling them and picking it that way. Sometimes it's knowing which strains you like and which terpenes you like, and then looking for the terpenes on, the packaging, because a lot of different jars have started to use different packaging. So you're looking for different. So you can just see what it is. They give you a little bar. So the sativa to indica. Then what they're also doing is they give you like a little bit of the effects and like the taste and what it's going to be. So I don't see the terpenes as much on here, but you do see the crosses, which is nice. And then they do give you like at least an indicator or like far on the spectrum it is. But I do also like that they put which area it's in, like which area of California is grown by who. The only thing I would say they put their percentage of terpenes, but something I would recommend is just putting which terpenes. And so if you study like the crosses and everything, you kind of know more. But yeah, that's one thing I would say is I would just add which, the top three terpenes or so. Also, you'll see different packaging as well. The two things that really affect your cannabis are going to be light and air or oxygen. So, that's why they have mostly, if you're going to be having flower last a long time, you would prefer a jar of some sort. If you go through your cannabis pretty quickly, the bags are fine. So you'll see different brands try different things. And so I think it's just depending purchasing wise, I think it's depending on how often and how much you consume. I think if you consume a lot, uh, or you buy a smaller amount, I think the bags, like I said, are fine. But if you don't smoke as much, it's gonna be sitting for a while. Keep it in a jar. Keep it in dark space as well. Light will affect your flower. So if you ever go into a dispensary that has display cases, not every dispensary does, but you go into a dispensary that has a bunch of display cases, and they'll have all the lights on. I had this happen at a dispensary I worked at. The owner, God, I cannot get this I cannot get this jar open. There we go. Ooh. So this is a straw and a Mac, I believe. So it's strawberry, banana, Mac. Yeah. So the display jars. I apologize. A little stoner thought, and I barely smoked, and that's probably why. More spacious when I don't smoke. But I worked at a dispensary, my name, but they had a bunch of display jars for all the flour that they carried. And the owner kept wanting to keep the lights on all the time. So when you walked in, you saw the lights and you draw you to that attention. It makes sense, like to want to draw people's attention with lights. However, if you keep your lights on, especially high LED lights on your flower constantly, and I mean when you're not checking it out, so turn it on, checking it out, turn it off. When you have it on constantly, it is going to turn it into a brown, dry, like brown and white, just shitty weed. It's going to, I guarantee it, because that's what happened. So then all the little characteristics of the purple and the orange pistils and the trichomes and everything that that grower put into that bud is ruined. It's just completely ruined, and all the flower looks the same. It's all brown, and it's just crap, and nobody is gonna smoke it. So if you do display jars, make sure that if you're gonna do lights, just make sure that you only turn it on when you're checking out stuff. Depending on your jars, what I like is see they cover, so they do the package all the way around, and then they leave a little window at the bottom. So that way you can go and you can still see the flower, but you're not ruining it. Now, the only problem with this is I would say that depending where they put it on the shelves, it can be sitting on light, and so then that has ruined a few jars before. It's way less likely to happen as long as you have just the bottom uncovered. Other things that people will do is having boxes on top of the jar. So they'll have like a clear jar, but then they'll have a box. So when you open it up, you can look at the flower. The one I don't like are when they're fully blacked out. When you cannot see the bud, I just think that is I think it's a way to kind of create a distrust down the line. So a brand could be your favorite brand. Blem has amazing flour, absolutely great flour. They're blacked out jars, so they're good, really good. However, I've seen stuff like Snizzy start off really good in some of their carts, and then they kind of died down. Like they focus more on just mass production, being the only one that could use their batteries, being exclusive, and so you had to use their brands. And when you're exclusive or when you have to depend on one brand, they don't have to keep the loyalty or the um consistency of their product, because now you're loyal only to the brand, not to the actual flower or product that they're still producing. If they switch up the grower, if they change the style of carts they use, if they do whatever, because you're like, I only buy the Stizzy, or I only buy Blem, or I only buy CBX, like, then they can just do whatever because they know you're going to keep buying it just because of the name. And so I've seen a lot of brands mess up because of this. Seen a lot of brands mess up because of this, and they can bounce back. A lot of them do bounce back. You know, they had the funds, people are willing to give them another shot. But I have seen just them lose a lot of money on some big brands because they just they like, oh, well, you're just gonna buy because of my name, 710, whatever it is. You're just gonna buy because the name, it's just a way to lose it. And so I think like at least you can be able to show the product. They'll be able to look at the flower way before they smoke it. And so at least it just gives them a little bit more peace of mind. So when they get home and they open it up or whatever, they're not disappointed and they can still enjoy it. And so like sometimes just people just like their nug. So they'll look at like 5 jars looking for their nug, but every person's different. And so let them be unique. And that's what's great about the dispensaries is it allows shoppers to shop how they want and what they're looking for and what they need. So um the best things I recommend is either box or leave a little window, but definitely make sure you just have all your information on your packaging. Appreciating, but it's on. I'm gonna give one more shout out or another shout out. Doobie Chews, so the dog treats. If you go to my Instagram right now, I am doing a giveaway. You can actually get you can get one Doobie Chew plus each one of the munchies for your dog for free. All you have to do is go onto my Instagram, find the post for the Doobie Chews giveaway, and then follow me, follow Doobie Chews, and tag 2 stores. They can be dispensaries, they can be glass shops, they can be breweries, coffee shops, pizza shops. Any store is fine. Just tag which ones you would like to buy the munchies for pets at, and you'll The winner will be announced Friday. The giveaway ends tomorrow at midnight Pacific time. So that's when I will stop accepting anybody for the giveaway. And then on Friday, we're going to announce the giveaway winner. It's very simple. Just tagging shops. There's no THC. There's no CBD. It's just really good for your dogs for the fun thing. So make sure you go do that giveaway. Join in and everything. And hey, oh, it's fine. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, you come on in if you want to hop on a podcast. Oh, she's fine. She barks, but she's there. What's up, dude? What's up, bro? Hell of it. Perfect. Here we go. Oh yeah, she does. She's hungry. Smells it.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother. So sorry, what was your name again?
My name is Arnold.
Arnold?
Yeah,
awesome. Are you
yeah.
in the industry or are you just checking out the shop?
Just checking out the shop. Yeah. That's cool. You look like Shaggy, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, so her name's Shag. Well, my parents were hippies, so I've gone with the but yeah, so today we're set up. We're just kind of interviewing anybody and everybody that wants to hop on.
Yeah.
See, you got some tacos.
Yeah.
It's off the chart. You're like go-to dispensary.
Yeah, it is my go-to. Yeah.
How long have you been going here?
I've been here for about 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I recently did the move out here. I was from Orange County originally.
Oh, welcome, man.
I know. I got a job opportunity out here in San Diego. So
congratulations.
Yeah, I'm working cameras out here and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So
so have you been to other dispensaries or was off the charts like the first one you
I've actually been to a few. I mean, I smoke all day, every day and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but this is my favorite one. I mean, the deals are fucking badass and shit, and the variety and stuff. People were cool and stuff too. So, yeah, man. Yeah, it's a good place right here. It's the best one, to be honest.
There you go. So off the charts. You heard from him. This is the place to be. What is your kind of like go-to, or what do you like to consume, or how to consume?
Shit. I mean, I'm on the go a lot, so I get like a little a pack. I get a flower from my house. I get home and like to relax, unwind. Smoke roll up. Just chill. And then on the go, I like disposables. Because it's a lot more easier. People don't look at you funny and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Taking a couple.
And then do you have a favorite brand or anything, or a favorite strain?
Dude, to be honest, right now, Sluggers. I love Sluggers. Dude, Sluggers are the shit. They have a diamond, the diamond sauce and shit. Consistency is there. They smack and shit. Yeah, I fuck with the Sluggers and shit.
Yeah. And are you more indica or sativa?
Indica hybrid. Indica hybrid. So hybrid for the go. Indica for my house and shit. Yeah, love me out.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What about you?
I like it all. Bongs is my go-to. But a blunt is my favorite. It just uses so much weed, but I smoke so much, so it costs a lot. But then bongs are go-to. I like indicas is what I need to have on deck.
Okay.
But sativas is what I love. So I love sativas all the way up until 6 or 7. The taste, the uplifting. Like I'm always on the go moving. So like I constantly need something to just lift me up. But then as soon as like 7 o'clock hits, it's indica and just put me asleep. So pick me up and put me down. I just don't like that in between.
I need to try that trick. I don't know. With the sativas, I feel like I'm like chasing it, man, and I'm just like, well, I'm not, like heavily, medicated. And
exactly. So like I find the right strain. I like a Durban Poison, Jack Hare.
Okay.
They're good. They do get you in your head a little bit. So like I like to do it if you're doing something. So as long as you're active, even if it's not like work wise, if you like say you're hitting an amusement park or you're going out to the beach, just make sure you're doing something. Otherwise you just sit in your box.
All right. Well, which one was it again?
Jack Hare.
Jack Hare. I'm gonna have to try that one. Hell yeah.
But I really appreciate you coming on.
Likewise,
have you ever seen that 70s show?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
All right. So you're downstairs in your basement. You got 3 people around the table with you or in your circle.
Yeah.
Famous, not famous, dead or alive. Who's in your circle?
Who's in my circle? Biggie Smalls, and Lil Wayne, man.
Oh yeah,
Biggie Smalls and Lil Wayne.
You got one more. You get 3.
Shit. One more. Shit. Fucking Shaggy, man.
Hell yeah,
Fucking
yo,
Shaggy, man. Hell
I
yeah.
appreciate
Hell yeah.
that,
Fucking
brother.
Shaggy, man. That should
Well,
be dope. Good times and
here's
shit.
a little sticker, man.
Thank
I
you,
see
man.
your
Thank you.
tacos. I don't want to get
Yeah.
cold or
Yeah,
anything.
thank you. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, I
Yes,
appreciate it.
yes.
If you want people, if you want shout out, you can say people follow you. If you don't want it, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine too.
No, I'm okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. No, thank you, man. Thanks. Thanks
Awesome,
for
brother.
having me.
Thank you
It's
so
meeting
much.
you.
Absolutely. Here's
All
your
right, thank you.
napkins.
Have a good one, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Enjoy the tacos. So, like I said, if you're in town, you want to stop out the charts, come say what's up. You're welcome to hop on the podcast. If you just want to peek in, say what's up, you're more than welcome to too. Nobody's forced to be on camera. Everybody's just welcome to. I interview anybody and everybody. You're a bud tender, you're a brand, you're a patient. Tell us why cannabis helps you. Why do you use it? Your favorite way to consume it. And also, for some people, like, do you come to off the charts? There's a bunch of dispensaries in San Diego. Why were you here? So tell us why this might be your favorite one, or maybe it's your first time here. You never know. So come say what's up. Let's see if we have a few more guests. Yeah. Yeah, no worries, brother. Yeah, I'll grab it up. Yeah, you're good. Cool. I'm gonna have them make me up taco. We're gonna have some tacos soon. So yeah, we got Feels on Coastal Sun going on in off the charts. I'm not selling anything that's inside in the dispensary. You do have to have your license. Make sure you're 21 and over or 18 with a med card. And coming to off the charts, they got a deal going on. And then I think you get some tacos with it. So I'm excited. I always love tacos. I thought I used to eat a lot of Mexican food before I moved to California. And holy shit, once I moved to California, it's like 2 to 3 times a day. Either getting a taco, burrito, something. It's absolutely amazing. And being by San Diego, people might not realize it if you're not from here. So the border is 20 minutes away. You can go in to TJ for like lunch. I've done it before when my sister came to visit. We go in. I go down, use the Vetsons. They're absolutely fantastic. I know a great one in Ensenada. About to go get my dental down there. Like, it is absolutely incredible. Highly recommend it. Be smart. Don't be a dumb tourist. Be respectful to people, the culture, and everything. But it's awesome. There's so many great food spots down there. And then again, if you need a vet or anything, I've saved thousands by going down to Mexico to their vets. Have a vet in Tijuana and I have a vet in Ensenada, and both of them are incredible. And it's gonna just save you so much money. But yeah, so we're gonna have some tacos going on soon. If you're in this, tell me what you're smoking on. Uh, what's your favorite way to consume, where you're joining in from. I appreciate anybody joining on. Um, we've had a few events at like Sessions by the Bay, and we'll still have some more there. We have the Turpin Taste event coming up, which is going to be on the farm uh, February, I think 24th or 28th. I want to say the 28th. I will be the co-host for that event with Dab and Hike, and it's going to be incredible. We're gonna have Lily be on the farm. They're gonna be making us dinner, and then with something to go along with it. Plus, we're gonna have just a bunch of tables set up to just try different products and everything. It's gonna be a great time. Plus, follow Dab and Hike for his hikes, where we, of course, I mean, it's very simple. It's in the name. Dab and hike. So we go out hiking with people, get in nature, and of course, do a lot of dabs. So it's always a great time. And then make sure again, follow for the giveaway, the doobie choose and everything. Uh what else is coming along? the Travel Stoner Guide. I will be having episodes coming out for Phoenix and the rest of Arizona. Tucson is already out. And then the Southern California one is, I'll have just more information after this week. So this week is, there's just a few things are still in the works. And so it's just waiting to hear back and see where the situation is, if it's going to change things up. But all things good to come, and it's just been growing. So I appreciate anybody that follows along this journey, that shares my stuff. There's just so many people, the Strictly Lit team, the Farmers Cup team. San Diego is just such a great cannabis community, and I highly recommend anybody that wants to get in the industry, that this is a spot to be on the map. And I'm excited for the ways that it grows too, and the people I get connected. While I was while I was going throughout Arizona, there was a huge shout out to Adelia from Event High. Event High is a platform where you can actually help sell tickets and promote different cannabis events that you have going on. It's an easy way to get it set up. Done a lot of events with Event High, but Adelia got me connected to so many different people. So I got to tour all in Phoenix. I got to tour Consensus Holding, which they are a distribution for Corova, Tropics, Keef. So they had edibles, they had wax, they had drinks, just so many different. They were doing Nerds Rope. So they actually, I think Corova has a strong Nerds Rope style. It's called the Terp Rope. Edible in there, which is really nice. And I like seeing the different styles of edibles. We also did a tour of Vortex, mint cannabis on there as well on the podcast. So I got to interview Sean and everything. Oh, heck yeah. I see a buddy I know. He's definitely gonna hop on the pod. And then so Vortex along with mint cannabis. And then we also have what else? Oh, here we go. The guy. Here we go.
Hey, puppy.
You want to hop on the podcast?
Are you going live right now?
Yeah, I'm live.
Dude, let's hop
So let's
here.
do it.
How have you been, Shaggy?
Good, brother.
Dude, I haven't seen this spot yet. It's pretty
right
sweet in here, man.
Talked about for so long. Now you actually can see it in person.
It's about time, man.
Absolutely. So you're with Coastal Sun now, or is it still with the whole group?
I'm juggling a few different brands. So with Coastal Sun, I'm with them, just the brand. But I'm with another portfolio that has like 15
professional
brands.
nonsense,
right?
right?
Professional nonsense.
Yep, that was it. Okay, cool. Well,
But,
I got Coastal Sun. We're doing a little event. You guys are running a deal in off the charts, and then we got some tacos going on. How long have you been with Coastal Sun?
So it's probably
first,
been.
my bad. Introduce yourself
Oh,
to the people. I apologize.
This is pretty fancy setup. I like this. I am Joey P. I've been in San Diego probably like 6 years. I'm from Michigan, but I've been doing BA work pretty much since I got here, like 5 of those 6 years. But Coastal Sun, we're probably at about a year and a half right now.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. They've been great. It's the coolest. I've been with a lot of brands in my day. Not too many of them are like actually earth conscious about how they're growing and stuff. So it's nice to definitely be with someone that cares about their grow a little more than the average brand out there.
You can even tell in the package. I'm sure this is like a recyclable plastic, but maybe even a hemp.
All
like
biodegradable. All of the packaging too. Yeah.
Sweet.
Even like the half ounces too, they're a little bit thinner. I know those break down a little bit quicker, but yeah. It's
awesome.
A pretty good setup, man.
And so it's a Sun Grow. Where is the farm, or is it a couple different farms that you guys?
So we do have some legacy farms. The main farm is just outside Santa Cruz.
Okay.
But we do have some legacy farms. So on most of the Mendocino farm up there.
Okay. And
certain farms,
Emerald Mound.
Yeah, certain farms are going to grow different strains a lot better. Like some plants definitely prefer like the northern mountains and stuff like that. Or I mean the northern environment. But yeah, Santa Cruz though.
Santa Cruz.
So
nice.
yeah, in Santa Cruz, that's definitely like the headquarters. That's the farm. When people take tours, that's where you go to kind of meet the free range sheep and goats and stuff
They,
like that. But yeah, pretty good setup for sure, man.
Yeah, no, I really like it. And so you guys have pre-rolls, eighths, quarters, half ounces,
Yeah.
right? And then do you guys have any other products like carts or wax, or is it just strictly flour?
So there's a couple concentrate brands that will use our flour. So I do know Crema de Cana does do it. Jetty will actually use a lot of our flour for their OCal certified rosin vapes as well. But just for our line, it's just the ounces and half ounces, eighths and quarters. Which nice too is so the all the tops have the greenhouse one right there. The greenhouse will be listed greenhouse, so that's going to be the black top.
Okay.
And then the yellow one's going to be sun grown. So that's kind of how we separate it. Sun grown's always
Nice.
7 grammars, always the ounces, and then the greenhouse is always the eighths, always the half ounces.
Okay. Heck
Yeah.
yeah, I like that.
And then the eighths with the pre rolls too. What we did just add though is a sun grown diamond infused version. So it is I think they actually have them here, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't popped in yet. I just got here. I'm sure you met Katarina out there too.
Yep, met
yeah,
Katarina,
let's go.
met Rose as well. And yeah, you got a great team out
Yeah,
there.
the family is
Bella,
amazing.
I think, as well.
Yep, it's a pretty good setup for sure.
Sweet. And I don't want to shout out too many other dispensaries because we are at Off the Charts in National City. That's where you can get Coastal Sun.
Kind of hard to beat these deals right here too.
What are some of the other shops that do carry them if they're not in National City?
Yeah, I was just at Clover, so if you're a little bit closer to like the airport area. Off the Charts Vista as well. If you're in North County, I know they absolutely crank it out. They carry a lot of different SKUs. California Holistics has a super good collection too.
Nice.
If you're up there, I'm trying to think of like nice spread out kind of
good.
areas if you're around here. And then more of like East County-ish, I would probably check out the like Lemon Grove Off the Charts. They're loaded up as well.
Perfect. And then what is your favorite product of the Coastal Sun that you carry?
Probably those 10-pack of pre-rolls. You know, I'm always out and about doing it. And in my opinion, I think sometimes a gram is a little too much, like if you're walking your dog or like discing or something. But yeah, these little 10-packs always come in handy and they always rip for sure.
Awesome, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on. If you want to shout out again where people can follow you or follow your journey.
Oh, I do. So I do have a cannabis account now, and it is the Chronic Commander. So if you want to check me out on there, hook it up for sure.
Awesome, brother.
I appreciate you, dude.
Come by Off the Charts and see him. He's about to get his setup.
Oh yeah, we'll be hooked up right around here.
Perfect.
Appreciate you, bro.
Oh, of course. And that's what I like, getting the different reps. We'll see if we get the Budtenders. I know one girl was about to hop on, so we'll see if she can, but people are also working. And so that's one thing I try not to take more than like 5-10 minutes for each guest. If it's, they have more time, I'll go further into detail. If you guys have any questions while the reps are on, feel free to ask them. And if I catch it, I'll ask the question for you. But yeah, that's one thing I didn't know. I thought they were all sun grown. So the fact that they have a little mix of greenhouse and sun grown, and that they label it, and they also make it really easy to label. So yellow, I think that's absolutely awesome. And something I didn't know. See, so each brand does it differently too. Pacific Stone, if you look, they have like orange, green, or purple. So purples are all their indicas, greens are all their hybrids, and oranges are all their sativas. So every brand's got a different way, but I do like that they find a way. So that way, sometimes, some people don't have their glasses or so in a lot of dispensaries. Instead of them having to read the sun grown part, they can see, oh, hey, it's yellow. That's going to be a sativa, or that's going to be a sun grown flower. And so, and I do I see that it's starting to black out a little bit again. If you just let me know if it's lagging, if the audio or video is messing up. I did switch over the internet, so I need to see if maybe a cable is getting pulled on, or maybe it's the program I'm using. But just let me know if there are any issues, and I appreciate anybody that. All right, I'm going to stop out for just 1 minute. I'm going to see if anybody wants to hop on. tag 2 stores you think should carry it. Okay. So tag off the charts, and it can be any source, coffee shops, anything. All right. So I had somebody interested in the munchies for pets. So hopefully we'll be carrying these. It's a just looks like a joint or a doobie. There's absolutely no THC, no CBD. These are just really healthy dog treats. Same with the munchies for pets. I have a variety pot right now. You got waffle, chicken wing, rib, and then a pretzel, pizza, and donut. The little white stuff on the donut is dry coconut. The flakes on the pizza is dry cabbage, dry carrots. You can buy them online, but we also are starting to carry them in different shops. They are going to be starting early February. There's going to be a bunch of 7-Elevens that are carrying them in San Diego. Also, if you are in Imperial Beach, you can stop at Pet Market in Imperial Beach. They carry them. And then in Pacific Beach, we have Happy Pet on Garnett that carries it. We also have, along with Happy Pet, it's also SD Tap Room, Alvy's World, which is the glass shop on Garnett. So make sure you check out Alvy's World in Pacific Beach, and then also Pacific Beach Fish Shop. So you got Tap Room, Fish Shop, Alvy's World, and Happy Pet, all in Pacific Beach. You got Pet Market in Imperial Beach, and then stay tuned in early February and look at your 7-Eleven, because we will be in about 20 shops, 27-Elevens in San Diego early February. So make sure you check them out. And then if you do have a dog, because we are doing the giveaway. So if you go to my page, find that post, you follow me, you follow Doobie Chews, and then you tag just 2 stores. Doesn't have to be a dispensary. It can be a glass shop, brewery, anything. Tag those stores and you get your chance to be entered to win one of each of the treats plus the Doobie Chews. So 7 treats for your dog. Oh, sweet. Boom. All right. And for anybody that likes sports, apparently Giannis is about to be moved soon from the Milwaukee Bucks. And so we're guessing, me and my friends are guessing which team, and somebody just said Giannis to the Dodgers. But if you don't know sports, then that's just going to go over your head. But that's basketball to baseball reference. But yeah, come join. We just talked to Joey about from Coastal Sun, talking about their different flowers, learned about them. I'm gonna have to get some tacos soon, but we're at Off the Charts in National City. Come say what's up, hop on the podcast. Let me see if any of the Budtenders are around. And then if you want to see the measuring machine at your event or anything, you want me to pull up, come see what's up, then hit me up and let's, collab on some content. So, we check, and then we might take just a small little break. Hey, you're okay. Do apologize. Scooby is not good with any beeps. Hey, you're okay. You're okay. Also, anybody wondering why I'm not consuming? Unfortunately, we are not allowed to consume. The dispensary does not have a consumption license or anything, and so being on their property, we're not allowed to consume. Nonstop back to back, we'd be just ripping. But tell me, if you are at home or you're able to consume, what you're consuming, what you're using. I know I am going to be trying a lot of this Coastal Sunflower later today, along with my day 359 is smoking with Shaggy. I mean, we have a bunch of, I like that they gave me a variety of strains. So, I went and bought, or trying out some Rainbow Kush is one of the little pre-rolls. We had the Banjo Flower. I got the Oasis as well and pre-rolls. Got Serial Killer, Calm and Smiley. You guys, if you've been following along my daily content, you've seen the GMO garlic cookies. And now I have the Strawyanna Mac. So just a really nice variety. Man, looking at the weed and talking about weed just makes me want to smoke some weed. But unfortunately we can't. So but I'm excited to try all these out. Oh, just gonna take a little break. I'm gonna scarf down some food, and then we'll be on in about another 20 minutes or so. Also have to shoot a couple shots from keeping the door open. The fly got in, but get some shots for the travel stoner guide for San Diego. So I will be back on in about 20-30 minutes. We just gotta make sure we get a couple more guests lined up, and then make sure you come to Off the Charts in National City. Where we got some great deals going on, plus some good food. So come say what's up to Coastal Sun and check out the measuring machine.